Hi Aquarius, welcome to December. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com. And before I get started on your reading, I want to create some sacred space and call in some good energy. And I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for those who've taken time out to leave comments. I really value and appreciate the feedback. And for those who've ordered readings, thank you for your support. I've enjoyed working with all of you. So, what's coming up in December? We have a new moon in Sagittarius, and we have a full moon in Capricorn on the 22nd of December. The new moon's on December 7th, and the full moon's on the 22nd. And I'll get into that later. Mercury's going direct on the 6th. We have the solstice on the 21st. So some good things are happening for December. We're going to be getting unstuck, hopefully. After all that retrograde energy, all the planets are starting to move forward, and we're going to have a couple of months of forward-moving planets. So it's a good time for initiating. Now is the time to start putting stuff out there. Now that we've had plenty of time to rework and rethink and re-strategize. So what is coming up for Aquarius for the month of December for love and relationships? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of December? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of December? I'm sorry, got this September on my mind. What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of December? The King of Pentacles, the Magician, the Star, the Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, the Moon, the Four of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So you start the month out with the King of Pentacles crossed by the Magician. The King of Pentacles can be that you're dealing with an earth sign, someone who is very stable. So it could be a Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. Someone who loves their family, who's concerned about family and material success, security, very down to earth, very stable. Now, it could also mean that you will be displaying these qualities in the month of December, that you are concerned with financial security, that your energies are going to be, you're wanting to have stable relationships. You're tired of these fly-by-night types. And you're looking towards someone, or you're looking for someone, or you're looking to connect with someone who will offer you some kind of stability. And you could be connecting with someone like that in December, someone like the King of Pentacles, but you're also looking for that for yourself. You may also, and you want someone who's a good communicator. You're tired of, it's like you're ready to cut your losses and move on. If you've been in a relationship that hasn't been working out, that's been challenging, maybe you've been dealing with someone who's been very challenging, and you're ready to walk away from that and move towards someone who is a lot more stable, who has a lot more to offer you in terms of love, stability, security, financial abundance. I feel like you're going to be making a transition because you have this Wheel of Fortune here. Things are going to be changing. You're moving away from toxic people, even toxic situations, and you're moving towards, you're creating greater stability for yourself. Sometimes this card can even be the entrepreneur card. So you may be thinking about creating your own business or working on your own business so that it brings you more financial stability and more security. Now, the Magician here, you have the skills. You have all the skills you need. This is a card of communication. It relates to the Mercury, the messenger of the gods. But it also relates to knowing how to use your skills in a way so that you can manifest what you want. You can manifest the goals, the dreams, the relationship, the success you had. And the way you do it with the Magician, this card relates to the law of attraction. It's an ancient teaching that talks about using your thoughts to create your reality, playing with the matrix, okay? Because we're in a special time right now where our thoughts are very powerful, and what we think we create. So you have to be really careful about what you're thinking and how you're thinking. If you're thinking, if your thoughts are negative and defeating and thinking about failure or worrying about, limitations, and you're going to be attracting that energy. So this is a card of, you have to be really careful to focus on the best possible outcome. To focus on, to tap into your inner confidence and knowing and gratitude. Like this is a card of saying, I am going to do this. I thank you for my success. You have to visualize your success, even if it hasn't happened yet, as it's already happening. Visualize the dream. You have the star card here. So you have a vision, you have a dream, you know what you want to achieve. You know what the perfect relationship looks like. You know, and this being in the past, you may have already had some success along those lines. So you might be meeting someone who can really help you achieve a dream. But it's all wrapped around your ability to communicate, your confidence, your ability to visualize your success and feel it deep inside as if it's already happened. That's going to help you manifest this change in fortune. That's going to it's going to attract better relationships, stronger love connections, and more abundance. And it's going to help you to achieve a goal or a dream in December. You have the Five of Swords here. This is in the recent past. This is something that has influenced your life and it's now fading. You could have been dealing with someone who was very, had some issues. Some psychological issues, some toxic. There could have been some toxic people in your life. And you may have decided, you know what, I can't fix this person. I can't work with this. No matter how hard you try, you want to help, you want to make things better. Some situations are just, you have to accept they have limitations. So it could be a relationship where, even though you love the person, you can't fix them and you have to cut your losses and move on. Or it could be a work situation where no matter how hard you try to be recognized, no matter how hard you keep trying to, put your best foot forward, there's just too much toxic energy in a situation and you have to leave it behind. So this could be the month where you decide to cut your losses from a toxic relationship or work environment and move on. But you have to accept that I can't fix this. I can't put any more energy toward this. Because what I'm dealing with, the person I'm dealing with or the environment I'm dealing with is always going to have some type of hostility connected to it. I'm always going to be dealing with someone's hostility or someone's toxic behavior or someone who has issues that I can't repair. And I have to decide, do I want to put up with this? And if I can't, if you can live with the person, like maybe you're with someone that you say, I really love this person and I know what their issues are, but I can deal with it, fine. But if you realize, like, you know what, I can't deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. I deserve more. Then it's time to say, cut your losses. Move on. You have the Eight of Swords here. So that's a card of feeling restricted, feeling limited in some way. Feeling like I'm afraid to move out of my situation or I feel trapped. I can't move out of my situation. So whether that's a career situation or a relationship, the only thing that's holding you back is fear. There might be some financial issues around moving out of something that's toxic, but that doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means you have to plan it. You have to prepare for it. Don't let fear stop you from moving on to something more healthy. Don't let fear stop you from moving on to something that's more in line with what you need to do, in line with your goals and your visions. You could be having financial issues, like you're afraid to let go because you have this Four of Pentacles here. This is a card of holding on to your security, holding on to the known. Like being afraid to take a step, being afraid to take action. And maybe part of your escape plan, it revolves around education. Because the Page of Pentacles is here. This is the card of the student. So you might need to learn some new skills that are going to help you break free of this toxic environment or this toxic relationship. Because this is a card of being open to the new and wanting to learn and wanting to move on. You have talent, you have ability. So it's not that you don't have the ability. It's that you have to believe in yourself, and you may need to create a plan, like an escape plan. Because you have this goal that you can achieve. The star says you can achieve your goal. It may take a while. It may not be an overnight thing. But if you don't, but you have to put some energy toward it. You can't keep yourself locked in. Like if you put all your energy in a toxic environment or a toxic relationship, you're not going to have the energy to move forward toward the right situation. So you have the Page of Swords here. There's a card of, it could mean a card of gossip or spying or being watched. Maybe you have this negative thinking. This is in your negative thinking sector. So it's like you feel like you're under surveillance. Or you may feel that you have to have a difficult conversation with someone and you're afraid of it. You're not, it's like you're not sure it's going to go well. You're afraid of, well, if I bring this subject up, it's going to open up a can of worms and then I'm going to have to deal with someone's hostility. Don't be afraid to talk, to be honest, and to talk to someone if you're having some issues. Because your environment, you have the moon in your environment. That, there could be some things going on behind the scenes that you need to, like you need more information before you make your decision. There could be some deception or some, someone is not being totally honest in a relationship. Or someone could be going through some emotional issues because the moon can represent, it's tied to the planet Neptune. So Neptune in a positive, in a positive light, Neptune means creativity and imagination. You could be dealing with someone who's very creative, very imaginative, very artistic. But sometimes that imagination can work against them when they start imagining all these things, in a negative way, like blowing things out of proportion. Maybe you're dealing with someone who always has a drama going on. They're always blowing things out of proportion and making a big deal out of things. Or maybe you're not seeing, someone is just not seeing things clearly. You just need to find out what's going on. So this is a card of also digging deeper, looking deeper into a situation. So if you're in a relationship that seems confusing, maybe you feel like you need more information, you need to maybe dig deeper, find out what's really going on. Maybe by having a conversation with someone, even if it's difficult, you can get at the truth. And you can find out what's happening and move on and clear up the situation. It doesn't mean that you have to end it. You might be able to just communicate and make things better. Because this is also a card of communication. You have these two pages. So the Magician is the higher, it's the major arcana. Communication is going to be key to you in your relationships in December. So have that difficult conversation. Don't be afraid to open up that can of worms, because it's going to clarify a lot for you. It will help you to make a decision on whether you stay or whether you leave. Security, financial security is really important. You might be spending a lot of time thinking about ways to bring in more money or bring in more security. The Wheel of Fortune, though, is saying that opportunities are going to be happening, maybe possibly out of the blue. Especially when your ruling planet Uranus goes direct in January. Things that might have been stuck might start to move forward. So be prepared with a plan. Don't let yourself be stuck in something that's not giving you what you deserve, whether it's a relationship or a career situation. If words need to be said, if conversations need to be had, have those conversations. Dig deeper. Find out what's going on, because you can achieve the star. You have the talent. Don't limit yourself. This card can also mean freedom. You have the potential to free yourself from something that has kept you limited in some way, has blocked you or kept you where you feel like your hands are tied, or you're facing some type of limitation. You can't do everything you want to do. It may involve, but I'll tell you, it's going to involve communication, and it's going to involve learning new skills or being open to learning new things. Because, you know, Aquarius, you're one of the fixed signs, and fixed signs can sometimes be stubborn. You know, you're so sure that you're right, and you're not open to new ideas sometimes because you think, you know, I know what's best, and I don't need anybody telling me what to do. So you need to be a little bit more open to other possibilities. You don't have to stay stuck. So let's see what the astrology has to say. So for you, the new moon comes in your 11th house, and that's the house of hopes, wishes, dreams. It's a new moon in Sagittarius. It also has to do with friendships. You could be forming new friendships. Maybe you're letting go of some toxic relationships, toxic friends, and you're embracing new relationships, or you're joining new groups that are giving you a positive outlook in life. You know, you want to help the world. You want to do something that really helps the world improve. There's a lot of group energy in the 11th house. The 11th house also represents the money that you earn from the business that you're involved in. So you could be making new beginnings that's going to bring in more income. That's going to bring in more opportunity. That's going to expand your business where you're getting more exposure. Excuse me. Now Mars and Neptune are in your 2nd house. That's the house of income. It's a house of security. So you're working hard to bring in, you know, you're concerned with financial security, but you're also concerned with boosting your self-esteem, feeling more confident in what you're doing. Because the 2nd house is not just money that we earn, it's also what do I need to feel secure? And what do I need to feel better about myself, to feel stronger within myself? With Neptune there, you might be making money through some kind of creative project, art, music, writing. And if it's not creative, then you have to be concerned about any contracts or any negotiations that you have that involve finances. You want to make sure that you're getting what you're promised. So that's another reason with the Page of Swords. Look deeply into what people are saying. It's not what they say, it's what they do that matters. So that holds true in relationships. So if someone's promising a lot of stuff, look at the actions. What are they delivering? Forget about what they're saying. What are they delivering? And read, if you have any contracts to sign, read the fine print, especially with Mercury retrograde, till Mercury goes direct. You want to make sure that you're not getting into any get-rich-quick schemes. Because whatever you're trying to work towards, it's going to take time. So if anyone's promising this overnight success solution, look deeper into it before you jump on. What else? You have Mercury's in the 10th house in Scorpio. And you have Uranus in the 3rd house. So Mercury is forming a grand trine with Chiron and the North Node in Cancer. So you have, there's career opportunities for you. And it may involve communication, some communication project. It may involve, what else is Mercury? Sharing your wisdom about something. It may involve the internet or some kind of media project. So you can have success there. It can also involve healing. Mercury's trining Chiron. Chiron's in Pisces. And that's also in your 2nd house. So maybe you have to think of new ways. You might have some issues around money or self-esteem that's preventing you from bringing abundance, financial support into your life. Maybe you're thinking, I'm not good enough, or you're having negative self-talk. So you need to show people, you know, you're going to be presenting in a public way. With Mercury's in the 10th house, anything that's in the 10th house is public. So you might be doing some public speaking. And whatever you're doing that involves some type of communication project or some type of media project, it's going to bring you recognition because it's in your 10th house. So choose your words wisely, and don't be afraid to present your best self. Don't, you know, you have the skills. Put yourself out there. And if you have any blocks, heal those blocks. You know, if you're fear of public speaking or fear of putting yourself, of being, you know, in the spotlight, overcome that. Try to overcome that. Get help if you need to. But you're going to be, the things that you say are going to be taken more seriously in the month of December. You have an opportunity to show the world what you can do. So now, the full moon is on December 22nd. It's in Cancer at 0 degrees. So for you, normally Cancer rules your 6th house, but unless you have 0 degrees on the cusp of the 6th house, this full moon could fall in your 5th house. So for some of you, it could be the 6th house, which represents work and health. You could be starting a new cycle of healthcare, new beginnings. You might be ending something, some work project, and then starting a new cycle. But also, maybe you're finishing up something that has drained you, and now you're giving yourself time to heal. With Cancer, Cancer's about self-nurturing, nurturing yourself, being the mother. You might have been giving a lot of energy to others. Maybe now it's time for you to take some time out and give to you. So if you have any degree other than 0 on the 6th house cusp in your chart, then this full moon is falling in your 5th house. And that can mean the culmination of a creative project. That can bring you recognition. It can be like, you're achieving a goal and you're getting recognition. And this may also open doors for you to participate with groups, powerful groups that are wanting to change society in some way. So you might be getting new projects that are coming in as a result of this creative project that you've just finished. Venus is trining Neptune at this full moon. So that can be a very romantic time in terms of relationships. When you have Venus? You have Venus in your 10th house. So this is going to be career and 2nd house. I feel like December is more of a month for career success than relationship success. Because the 10th house is involved. Now, the 10th house, it could bring a new romance connected with your work because you have Venus there. In any case, you might be working on a creative project at this full moon. Like you finish up one project and then you start a new one. In any case, it's going to bring you recognition. And it can bring you love within your work environment. You might be meeting someone through work. In any case, it's going to make work relationships a lot more harmonious. But also, it's trining Neptune, so it's going to bring money in through some type of creativity, some type of creative project that you're really going to love working on, and it's going to increase your income in some way. Mercury is conjunct Jupiter in your 11th house. So you could be hearing some good news about a project you're working on. You could be forming new friendships. You could hear from a friend you haven't talked to in a while. Mercury is a planet of communication. Maybe you're going to be working on a project with a friend or a group. It's going to be a group effort that's going to bring greater abundance into your life. And luck, because Jupiter's the luck planet. It's now traveling through your 11th house. So it's giving you the ability to achieve a goal or a dream. Jupiter's boosting your optimism. So it could be a writing project. It could be something creative, something that involves communication or media or the internet, multimedia, writing. So this is going to be lucky for you in December with this full moon. And Uranus is favorable to the moon and the sun. Where is Uranus in your chart? Let's see. Uranus is in your 3rd house. That's the house of contracts, communication. You might be learning new skills that involve technology, and it's going to be favorable. There might be some internet project or some web project that you're working on that's going to bring you recognition, and it's going to be favorable. And you might have to learn some new skills. It might set you on a new path, but you're going to enjoy it because, Aquarius loves technology. Aquarius loves learning new things. You have a very creative mind, and you have a very innovative mind. That's what I want to say. You think out of the box. You find solutions to problems that other people can't think of. So use that creativity and use your communication ability to create a change in your situation. Learn how to communicate in a way that's going to bring you greater recognition. Maybe you want to write. Maybe there's a writing project you want to get involved in that's going to bring public acclaim or public recognition. And it could also bring romance through the work that you do. I feel like if you're going to be meeting anyone, it's going to be through the work that you're doing. Or it could be that you're working together with a loved one on a project that's going to bring you both recognition. So it looks good. December looks good. It's going to bring in abundance. So don't waste your energy on any toxic situations that you need to let go of. If there are certain relationships that are draining your energy, that are not bringing you, that are not supporting you in a positive way, let them go. Don't try to fix the unfixable. Focus on the people who want to see you succeed. Focus on projects that are going to bring you greater abundance. Don't be afraid to put your talent out there, because you can get rewarded this month. You can achieve a goal. The stars are on your side. So this was my forecast for the month of December, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope this was a help to you. If you'd like me to do a private reading, you can click on the link in the description box, and we can schedule a reading for you, either in tarot or astrology. Check out my website. I have other offerings. And in the meantime, have a wonderful, have a happy holiday. If you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, the solstice, whatever you're celebrating, have a new beginning that brings more joy and abundance to your life, and a change in fortune. So I will talk to you again next month. Enjoy December. Bye now.